So I woke up today not knowing exactly what video I was planning on making today. I really don't know. I really didn't know what was in the cards today, and I got hit with some of the most amazing news that I have gotten hit in a very long time. The official teaser for Avatar New Havens was just dropped. And let me tell you, that shit looks fucking sick. That shit looks so awesome. So it was during my break where I was at work during my break where I decided to go on Instagram and check my phone, and I ended up seeing that the new teaser for Avatar New Havens was dropped. And let me tell you, that shit fucking it looks fire. It looks so fucking fire. It looks so fucking fire. I almost jumped out of my seat. I almost started screaming in the middle of the warehouse. But you know, I'd look like a lunatic, so I decided not to. I decided that wasn't the move. But I'm just so hype. I'm just so hype. It looks so good. The animation looks beautiful. Everything about it just looks amazing. And I don't know. I just want to take a quick moment to go over it for a bit. So the video starts with a little child on a what looks to be some sort of bobcat or some sort of like almost like cat, a big cat, almost like some sort of. I think bobcat's probably the best way to go for it because it's hard to describe it because it looks like a cat, but it looks like a lion, but it looks like a cheetah. It looks like it's just like a big ass cat, like a big ass bobcat, and they're riding it through like this desert, and it's very interesting because for those who haven't seen the Avatar, the Korra, Avatar Legend of Korra, the world was like super advanced and super like damn near getting to the level that we're at. Like it was advancing super rapidly. You know, they had cars, they had flying devices, like they had such amazing technology. To see like the Avatar world back in like almost ruins is really sick. And then it introduces something that I really caught my attention, something that I really wanted to like kind of like look into, because we knew for a while that Avatar New Havens was gonna star a pair of twins. However, in the beginning of the clips, like after the introduction and everything of the kid going through the bobcat, the two twins are talking to each other and they say, "Hey, you look like me."
Why do you look like me?
Which makes me see that they're not like they didn't know each other their whole lives. I was under the impression that it was gonna be a story of two twin sisters who like grew up together and were raised together and lived together. But the fact that like the way that they're talking to each other, it makes me seem like they don't know each other. Like they just ran into each other, or they're friends, or they just came up in each other's life, which is really interesting. Yeah, and then later on, hold on, we're looking. Like I said, it opens up to the world of the new Avatar world, which is in completely different state that it was earlier. Now, I don't know exactly what part of the map this is supposed to be, because this is definitely not where the Earth Kingdom was supposed to be at. I'm guessing that this is kind of supposed to, because it's big ass desert. So I'm assuming that this is sort of like where Aang in the Avatar The Last Airbender series was like going around after the last Appa. That's where I'm assuming this kind of area is located at. But it looks completely new. It looks drastically different to the world that we left learning, and it looks destroyed. It looks that we get a flashback of what happened, or kind of a hint of what happened, and it looks like the entire world was like kind of destroyed by this sort of like storm or some sort of like spiritual power or something like that. The thing that I found the most interesting is that, and again, it's something that we knew, but it's something that we want to like kind of go back into, is the fact that in this world, it's a lot different than in Avatar: The Last Airbender and in The Legend of Korra, and that's that people do not believe in the Avatar anymore. They don't believe in the Avatar. They don't believe that it's the savior of the universe. They see it almost as like a curse or something, or like something bad. Like, you don't want to be the Avatar in this world, and it really gets me interesting on why that's the case. If why humanity lost so much hope in the Avatar now. If when Aang was trapped in the ice for 100 fucking years, he was trapped in the ice for 100 fucking years, and the Fire Nation literally took over the world, killed hundreds of people, destroyed thousands of lives, like just did absolute utter destruction. Not even then did they lose hope in the Avatar. There was like, don't get me wrong, people were like, yeah, the Avatar's gonna come back, but they didn't completely see the Avatar as like a curse or something evil or something. They just like were like, oh, I guess the Avatar is gone. Like, well, when we needed him most, he dipped. But the fact that like they haven't lost, like they didn't even lose faith then. Is interesting to see the fact that they lost the completely faith now. And yeah, so basically there's the guy, the voice in the back, or the voiceover, is basically saying that, the girl's the avatar or whatever, and she needs to be careful, because she needs to be more careful than her ancestors did, because the avatar has let them back in the past. And you can see just the world being absolutely destroyed. The storm is going off in the sky, and it doesn't even look like a regular storm. It looks like some sort of like spiritual energy, and then like a big ass wave is just coming by.
Long ago, our ancestors weren't, and the avatar let us down.
And it says Avatar let us down, and it looks to be Korra. And it looks to be Korra is in the Avatar state. She looks a lot older because she has like gray in her hair and stuff, but she's clearly in the Avatar state in this clip, and she looks to be smiling. So I don't know why that's the case. It's very strange that somebody like the Avatar would be like looking at it almost in like some evil smirk after destroying something. It's very strange to me. It's very, very strange to me. And obviously it shows the entire world being ruined, and these buildings look a lot different to me. They don't really look like buildings that I'm used to, buildings that are very familiar to me. So I am under the impression that this is somewhere completely outside of the Avatar map that we haven't the Avatar world that we haven't explored yet. And it's just completely gone. We didn't get to experience it in its prime. That's the only thing I could possibly think of. And then it shows to be some sort of like older person giving out the hand to the little girl. I'm assuming this one is the Avatar, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, and you can also see that she's missing a leg. Again, we did know that one of that they were gonna not have a leg, or they were gonna have some sort of disability. That is something that we all knew already. But it's very interesting to like actually see what they went with, and I think it's really cool. It looks a little. I want to say cute, but I think it's a little poor taste. Like, yeah, it's cute and all, but she doesn't have a leg. It's really cool. It's really, really interesting to see the direction that they went with. And yeah, it looks like she's holding out her hand, and there's some sort of destruction like that's going off in the distance. And then the two twins are riding. They really do look like bobcats. They're cool. They're really cool animals. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be the spirit animals of this world. It looks like the spirit world in general as a whole is gonna take a lot more bigger place in this series, and I really, really like it, because in Avatar: The Last Airbender there wasn't that much of spiritual presence. There was a good amount. Don't get me wrong. It was a big part of it, but it was nearly as like in Legend of Korra. In Legend of Korra, it took a big part of the storyline, and it looks like here it's going to take even bigger part, which is really interesting, and it's something I'm really hoping that they're exploring. And then it looks to be attacked by some sort of people, but they look strange to me because they have some sort of mask on, and they're benders. Normally, oh, and sorry, I didn't even notice that. Like, the guy's an airbender. Sorry, hold on, let me slow it down a little bit, because I'm kind of like, I'm kind of watching this as I'm doing it in the background, just to get a little bit look at it better. But it looks like the guy's clearly an airbender, and he like pushes him away, or just poof, and it switches to because they're both earthbenders, which is also cool to see that both sisters are earthbenders. It's really nice. Well, again, both twins. Sisters, twins. I don't know. Both identical twins. And then they're fighting, and it looks to be that person is also a firebender. However, again, the costume of it is really, really interesting. It doesn't have any form of like symbols or anything like that besides the mask. So I'm really interesting to see what like they're going to explore. My theory is that actually no, I'm gonna save my theories and stuff to then. Going forward. More airbending, more powerful. He did the firebending, that's sick. And again, it looks like airbenders are just completely back now, which is really cool. It's really cool to see how like they just completely went back. And then we also see what looks to be some sort of like again part of that clan or whatever. But this guy looks to be a lot more powerful. Maybe he's like the leader or the general, or maybe he's like the main antagonist. That's very, very interesting. He tries to kill him, he dodges, and then it's the girls doing earthbending. They have some sort of like surfboard device thing, and it's really cool. It's mainly being used by airbending, obviously, but it's really still really cool to see. And then, they're fighting, they're going forward, they're using these. So this part, when I saw it made me very interesting, because again, um technology is basically obsolete in this world now. It got completely destroyed. However, it looks like they were able to preserve some of it, because they're using some sort of like mortar bikes things as they're going through the sand, which is really, really cool. The kids hug, and then she's kind of like reflecting it. And what's also really cool is seeing how the kid is already getting flashbacks, because in the scene after they hug, when she touches this like red orb thingy, it flashes back, and it looks to be Korra with oh my god, I forgot his name, but one of her boy toys, the main boy toy, I guess. And it's really interesting, and it looks to see like they're watching the world slowly collapse, as the little girl is like reaching her hand out and running, like crying, as if like the guy is taking her away from what I'm assuming is her parents. We can't really tell. And then it's October 9th, which I'm hyped for. What I will say though, is I'm not really hyped for the fact that it's going to be on Paramount Plus. I haven't bought it, and I didn't really plan to, but maybe I might pirate it, on the low key. Yeah, so we're looking at the world just completely destroyed. Like a big storm is happening as the climax of the trailer, or whatever, the teaser. My bad. But yeah, something that I very found interesting is in the very, very end, we can kind of see the sort of like entity, or the sort of power that's gonna be, I guess, the main big bad of this world, which I'm assuming. And it's like some sort of like red square-ish shape that kind of moves. It's really interesting. Really, really interesting. So here is my theories. So for starters, I believe, I don't exactly know what took place. Well, none of us know what took place during the Avatar: The Last Word. But what I'm assuming is that this creature, this like red creature thing that like took over, I am like very sure that not very sure. Again, my theory is that red little thing is had like a big fight with Korra. Korra lost, and this happened in this world. Korra lost, and it brought that thing back into the human world. And I'm assuming that in that battle, either Korra died. I don't think she died though. I think Korra lived for a very long time, considering the big time lapse that happened from the Legend of Korra to this time. So I'm assuming that this creature-ish thing or whatever got Korra trapped for a very long time, and somehow either made some sort of like evil Korra, or made Korra, or even mind controlled Korra during this, and had it showed basically the whole world as like an evil Korra, like Korra destroying the world, or Korra just destroying everything, or she just completely lost the battle at all and then just got completely wiped. We know that Korra has lost in the past. Probably her biggest loss was losing connection to the ancestors, so that's very, very interesting. I do believe that maybe that was the case. I don't know. My theory is this, of like kind of the whole big battle, whatever. My theory is that this world that they're in hate the Avatar, completely hate the Avatar, completely hate everything that is about anything related to the Avatar. And I think that's what those soldiers were like fighting against. I think that those soldiers' main goal or main purpose is hunting down the Avatar and killing them before it's too late, which is why that they're so young. Because I was thinking, I thought to myself on why they decided to go with kids on this approach for this series. But I think that's it. I think it's the fact that that they're really trying to get rid of all the avatars before they grow up or become stronger, so they're getting them while they're kids. And I think that's the soldiers that were like trying to hunt him down, trying to kill him. I think that's what their main goal was. Like, they're just trying to make sure that that kid is dead. And they don't realize that like the main spiritual power is coming again. I feel like throughout the series we're gonna slowly see what happened, what took place in order to like happen here. And I think that the little child is gonna be, which again, it's crazy that the fate of the world is once again dependent on the child. And I think that that child is gonna basically see like, hey, like this is more of a spiritual world than it is, and basically prove to the world that the Avatar is for the people, is the bridge between humanity and the spirit world, and is able to help everybody and save the world once again. But yeah, I don't know, I'm very hyped for this series, like very, very hyped. This is probably the most hype I've been in a minute. And I'm very hyped just for Avatar like content that it's back. And, it was so, we had such a long gap between the Legend of Korra to right now, and like literally this year we got the movie, and I think it's out. Sorry, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I pirated the movie, so I don't know if it's officially out yet or not. I'm assuming it's already officially out, but we got the movie, and then now we're getting the series. I'm really glad that Avatar is back. I really hope that Paramount puts more love into the series, because the fans love it. I love it. We want more Avatar. We really do. There's not enough Avatar. We haven't had enough Avatar, but I really, really do hope that this series turns out good. It looks like it is. It really does look like it. Like they put so much love and care into this series. So I'm really happy to see how it turns out. But yeah, that's about it. Peace out.